Hey everyone, welcome to the Clydesdale Fitness and Friends. We are back after a week off. My name is Scott Schweitzer. I am your host and I am the Clydesdale. We love to do fitness and these are my friends. And I have missed them so. And the whole gang is back together for the holiday season.
Woohoo!
It's only been a week. It feels like so much longer.
Because it's been like 8 years.
It's been 2 weeks, but we'll get you caught up, Charlie. So I have my friends Amy, Kat, and Charlie with me, and we took last week off for Thanksgiving. So the first question is, how did everybody do Thanksgiving COVID style? Let's start with Amy.
It was good. So my parents live just a mile away from us. So, we spend occasional time with them. So they came over for dinner. So it was just a total of 6 of us. So it was nice, actually. So I've hosted the last couple of years, and what I love is usually it's my mom and my mother-in-law, and they basically do all the dishes, like meaning prepare all the dishes, and I just do like mashed potatoes and rolls and wine, and that is just a lovely thing to be able to host and not do very much work. So mine was good.
Kat?
That's awesome. Well, last we talked, I was planning on going to Almirada for Thanksgiving with my family, and we decided the night before not to go. We got just feeling the external pressure of, we probably shouldn't be flying anywhere. We found out that the hotel had canceled a bunch of outside activities that we were planning to do. We're spending a lot of money to do it. My son, who has a girlfriend, did not want to go because the girlfriend wasn't going. So I thought, here I am going to spend all this money and he's going to be miserable and we're not going to be able to do anything. So I made the call the night before. We got all our money back, credited the airline and all that, but we didn't go. So we stayed home. It was the 4 of us. We had a nice dinner. My son cooked a roast, no turkey. First time I haven't had turkey at a traditional Thanksgiving in a very long time, but it was nice. It was good.
Charlie?
I once didn't go on a cruise because of a girl in the 9th grade, so I feel your son's pain. You listen, there's only so much time you have. You have to spend it with them.
Spend it with your family, Charlie.
I know, right?
I see you guys all the time. Who cares? No, for me, it was the same around these parts as you can probably hear right now.
I love it.
It's nothing but 4,000 kids running around, and that's immediate children in the house, and that's basically what we did. The only difference was we ate turkey instead of chicken.
Right. Different poultry.
Right.
Well, mine was pretty uneventful. It was just the 3 of us, wife, daughter, me. We tried to my daughter was wigging out about not having the traditional Thanksgiving food.
Wait,
so we tried to.
Can we review? She's no longer a vegetarian. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
And so she was wigging out about not having the traditional Thanksgiving food. And so we did the best we could to do all the mom's recipes and all that kind of stuff to kind of at least appease that. And we really just sat around and watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles and just enjoyed the day with each other. And it actually turned out to be pretty nice. My one regret from November, though, was I did the Movember thing. I think I talked about it a couple weeks ago where, the beard was getting pretty white and very Santa helper-ish. And so it got really itchy and I got bored and I turned it into a bunch of different facial hair things for the end of the month, but nobody saw it because I'm in quarantine.
Oh, I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it.
So I went Hulk Hogan for a day or two. And then I went just Magnum PI for a couple days. And it was awesome. Rock star.
Very cool.
Amy, no comments.
None.
So anything else happen on our 2-week break?
So I'm going to tell you my running out of gas story because it's really funny. I was driving to a CrossFit class. And first of all, I have never run out of gas in this current vehicle. I've run out of gas once. I think it was in college, like in my neighborhood, in my boyfriend's neighborhood, with a really old car that had like an old gas gauge that didn't work. Thus, why I ran out of gas. Never run out of gas in this car. And there are two kinds of people in the world, right? The people that as soon as your gas light goes on, you like race to the nearest gas station. That is not who I am. That's my husband, 1,000%. And then there's the people that just like, you know, wait until it gets to like 0, and then you wait a little bit longer, and then you head to the gas station, like when it tells you how many miles you have left. And then you always pay attention to how much gas your car actually takes. And you're like, aha, see, like I have plenty of gas. I could have gone longer. So I fall into that latter category. Anyway, going to the gym. I noticed that my gas light's on. I'm like at like 5 miles to go, I think, till empty. The gym's like 7 miles away from the house. I'm not worried at all. Head to the gym. I get like 5 minutes from the gym, and I realize that I forgot the pair of shoes that I was going to let my friend try on because she's a size 8.5 and she wanted to buy nanos. And I told her I had 8,000 pairs and I would bring her a pair that she could try on. So I turned around, I went back to my house, texted the coach, told him I was going to be late for class, come back in. And I'm thinking to myself, well, this would suck, like running out of gas, you know, on the way to the gym, and it's all back roads and like no shoulders, nothing. I'm like, shit. So I roll into class. I quick, like get all my stuff because I'm 5 minutes late and I'm never late for class. I pull the key out of my ignition and the key fob separates from the metal piece of the key. So I noticed like a week before that there's a little screw part that like goes into your key that was loose. And I'm thinking to myself, I got to find one of those tiny little screwdrivers like that work on glasses to like tighten it, but I never did. So comes out. So I take the little tiny key piece. It's got like 2 little metal pieces on the side, and I pull it out and I go into class. And I'm all frazzled because I'm late. I broke my key. You know, I forgot my knee sleeves for whatever the workout was and whatever else. Do the workout. My friend tries on the shoes. They don't fit. Take the shoes back. I go to start my car with this tiny little nub of a key, and the engine won't turn on. And I was like, I fucking ran out of gas. I couldn't believe it. And I was like, oh man, luckily there were so many people still at the gym. I ran in and I figured Melanie, the girl that like, I'll blame her for making me late, like the one that wanted the shoes. I was like, can you drive me to the gas station? She's like, sure. So we go to the gas station. I buy a gas can. I fill it up with gas. She drives me back to the gym. We spend literally 20 minutes trying to figure out how to dispense the gas from this little thing into my tank because it's got this like safety valve on it and this newfangled thing that you have to like twist. I have gas all over me, like all over my hands and sleeves. She got gas all over her. We asked the head coach at the gym, my buddy Everett, to come out. He helps us. He gets gas all over him. He finally gets, you know, what the contents of what's left in the gas tank into my car. And we go inside of the gym because we all have to like rinse down because we're all covered in gasoline. So we all wash our hands. Everybody leaves. Everybody's gone. I go back into the car, turn the key. Still won't start. My car still won't start. I'm like, what is going on? So I'm like, turn it again. I look on the dashboard and there's like, light, you know, the engine light comes on and then it just like dies. I'm like, what? And then I notice this green light that I've never, ever seen in my dashboard before. And it's the outline of a key. So apparently I have a safety feature on my car that my key will not start my car unless it is connected to the plastic key fob that it's connected to, which I was not using because it broke.
Right.
So guess who didn't run out of gas? This girl. So I take the key and I take the plastic part and I jam them together and I put it in the ignition and I turn the car, and the car was on and fine. And I didn't actually run out of gas. I just didn't know how to put my key in the car.
Oh, God.
But so that's my story.
It's
Only me.
It's kind of funny you say that because we had to go get Corey from Athens, OU. And on the way back, I was low on gas. And there's really only one place to stop for gas between Columbus Metro and Athens.
Lancaster.
And it's right there in right when you get to the Hocking Hills and the flea market area.
Yeah.
But the light just came on, and usually you have like 60 miles in my car at once. But I'm not thinking that the car was loaded down with all of Corey's stuff. and and it has like the miles to go, and it is clicking at 7s, not like
Oh,
one,
no.
but 7s. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I had no idea if I was going to make it or not. And we pulled in and it had like 21 miles to go. But we did get
that
gas.
wouldn't worry me. What a day. That was Monday. That was a Monday. Typical Monday.
In Columbus, it wouldn't bother me because there's tons of gas stations. But
Right.
to get between those two cities, it is just scarce.
That's funny.
So
Good times.
we have some exciting news to announce. We hit 200 subscribers on Monday.
Finally.
Yeah. So we actually have picked up, I think, 17 subscribers in the last week. So we're
Awesome.
starting to roll a little bit, and that's great. But we hit the 200. So that means every time we hit a new 100, we give away a brand new original RX Smart Gear jump rope that you get to customize. And so we are prepared. Thank you, RX Smart Gear, for participating in this with us and sponsoring this sweepstakes. But Kat has a random spin wheel with everybody's name that is
This
a
is everyone's
subscriber.
name. Okay.
Wow.
Spin, and we will get a name of who wins.
I didn't see my name on there.
I'm pretty lucky.
Emily Tucker Davis.
Emily Tucker Davis.
Woohoo, congrats.
exciting.
You have won a brand new customizable RX Smart Gear jump rope, and I have a code for you. So I will try to contact you through YouTube. If you see this, you can contact me through YouTube or Instagram because we're going to post this tonight. And you can comment below and just give me a way to contact you. And I can give you a code, and you go on the website. You get to customize your jump rope. And it is a special code that RX will know what that is once it gets there. And they'll package that up and get it out to you. So congratulations, Emily. But
So
no,
cool.
please know the contest is not over.
Oh,
We keep going. Get to 300, and we will give away another one.
All right. We have 8 more prizes to give away.
Yeah, all the way to 1,000. This is
Wow.
hashtag road to 1,000, so that we can bring you live podcasts, and that's going to be awesome. So keep them coming. Share with your friends. Do everything you can to boost that subscription rate up. We're already over 200. In the last day, we've had some more come through. So we're already well on our way to 300, and we're excited to see more come in. Yay! Wish we had
Good
like
stuff.
fireworks and
confetti.
Confetti.
Confetti cannon downstairs I could do next time.
So I wanted to kind of start the news part of the show with some good news. If last time we had Dave Newman on from RX Smart Gear, he was heading to Kauai to work with the Keala Foundation. And they actually did a ruck over the last weekend where they rucked the island, and everybody did kind of the Hawaiian Trail Run virtually this year. But there was a group of like Dan Bailey, Tasia Persevich, some of the Matt, the guy in Colorado, used to be like
Matt Bickle.
Matt Bickle. Yes. Thank you, Kat.
Mhm.
They all did a ruck the whole way around the island over 3 days to kind of simulate the virtual trail run. And they raised over $100,000 over the weekend.
Wow.
So that was awesome. And I just wanted to share some good news as we kind of start into this whole thing. Any thoughts?
Tasia's like a globetrotter. She's everywhere.
She is. Yeah,
She's
she
probably
was
excited to get home and
on
relax.
with us last Wednesday and then hop into.
And she was also, she did that whole army thing that they did with Rich where she flew out of an airplane and
Yeah,
all
that
that
was my
stuff, and then-
segue into the next agenda item.
Oh, okay.
So you gave it to
Sorry.
us. Perfect.
Great.
Okay.
So that's some more good news. If you guys didn't see, Mayhem traveled to Fort Knox, Kentucky, and worked out and did a bunch of cool things with the Army Warrior Fitness team. Chandler and a guy named Murph kind of led them around the complex, and they got to do obstacle course. They played like an ultimate football game. They blew stuff up. They jumped out of planes. They rode in helicopters. Just had the full kind of military experience. And they've documented it over a couple different YouTube videos, if you want to check those out. But I think what I kind of wanted to discuss is, we've talked about Chandler and where he's going to end up. He's getting out of the Army in February. Who is he going to have as a coach? Where is he going for programming? And there's some speculation that may be Mayhem. But the thing that I kind of got caught off guard with on these videos is it appears that Mayhem is establishing a relationship with the Army Warrior Fitness team. And that this is going to be an ongoing relationship even after Chandler is out of the Army. So any thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, I mean, Mayhem, and to their credit, is reaching out and making partnerships with a lot of people, right? They've got the Bergner strength thing happening. I just think it's very smart and calculated way for them to just like permeate all aspects of this fitness ethos that we've created that we're all a part of. And I think it's brilliant. I mean, they're going to be relevant sort of in every little niche of fitness and CrossFit. I think it's great. And whoever is the mastermind behind it is just like, they're doing the right things.
So my guess is the mastermind is Rory.
Yeah, potentially.
Since he has landed in Cookeville and kind of got his feet under him, the media scope that they are covering now is so much bigger.
Yeah.
And he was a big part of the, he was at the Army Warrior Fitness group and kind of did some stuff there. But at the end of it, he talks about, we're going to go on a ton of adventures and we're taking you all with us. And so I think this is just another piece of that.
Just another reason to move down there.
Yeah.
And become part of the family.
But I could definitely see Chandler joining with the Mayhem crew for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
Yep.
I think it would be so fun to just sit around and watch them. Like just
Yeah.
to listen to their banter. I mean, yes, to watch their fitness, but also their banter, I think would be awesome.
He's a funny guy. Did you notice that Justin Medeiros is heading down there too in the next day or two? If he's not already there.
Sam Cornier is headed there today too.
Very cool.
So yeah, they
it.
must be having like a big epic athlete summit. I can't
missed my
see
invite.
Justin leaving his coach.
What if his coach moves too? What if they have like a little Tia Shane situation down there? It doesn't have to be Mayhem. You know? I mean, Tia and Matt are not really part of that umbrella necessarily. I mean, well, they are, but they aren't.
Yeah. And, when you listen even to Tasia talk when she was on with us, the coaching of Haley was not really coaching.
No.
They just work out together.
Yep.
It's just kind of the camaraderie and I'm sure they, after the workout, they sit and discuss the strategies and things like that. And they get to know each other pretty well, but it's not that like Bergeron, Kotler kind of separate coach that's eyeing everything up.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's just because Rich is still actively involved in the sport himself. I mean, I wouldn't put it past anyone for them to create something like, what CompTrain is with Mayhem and Rich being sort of the godfather of all of that potentially when he, decides to retire from competition. Again, I think they're just laying the groundwork. They've got Hinshaw, they've got Matt Hensel, who's like this mindset coach and everything else. They're putting all the building blocks together to make it like this really cool thing.
They've got the endurance thing, the mindset thing. The Burgunders now are there.
Yeah.
Like for Olympic lifting, like it's going to be an athlete camp.
Yeah.
It's a great place to test your fitness and where you're at.
Yeah, I mean, even just those weekends with Rich, it already is a camp, they've already created it, but they're just making it better and enhancing it. And like I said, just like the tentacles are getting longer and reaching out to all different places. It's awesome to see.
Yeah, that's a great point. The trainer with riches are like a beta test.
Yeah.
As to how this can work out. And it's probably pretty profitable too.
Yeah. They got a good thing going down there for sure.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
talked to
so-
Eliana yesterday. She's no interest in moving to Tennessee, but I'm still working on her. So we'll see. She's my youngest. She's only 15. So she has to live with me for another couple years.
Yeah.
Well, the next thing on the list is woke up this morning. Arm & Hammer had posted this on Instagram. And then I did some further research, which there's not a lot out there, but I'm kind of ahead of myself. First of all, CrossFit headquarters has moved
Boulder,
to Boulder, Colorado.
which is like, is it 2 miles or like 2 blocks from CrossFit Sanitas?
Yeah, I'm sure it's right
really
there.
close.
Yeah.
I think it's 2 miles from Eric Rosa's house.
Oh, his house. Okay.
So that's very convenient for our new CEO to just walk down the street. And a lot of the people he's hired in key positions already were living in Boulder. So it will be easy for them. But they have purchased a retail space
Nice.
and are moving in there in the very near future, in the next couple days, weeks or so, like that. So no longer in California, we're moving to Colorado. And also this morning we woke up, this is what Arm & Hammer posted, is that an LLC named CrossFit Aggregator raised $35.8 million from 60 different investors. And there is a link to Eric Rosa and that group. So there is, nobody really knows what that is for, what they're trying to accomplish with that money, but that's a 35.8 million is a pretty good chunk of change. I'd probably bend over and pick that up off the street if I saw it laying around.
Yeah. I mean, I think it can only mean good things, right? I know, people are trying to make something nefarious out of it, but I think it's probably going towards whatever that next thing that Eric wants to focus on. Like they're talking about a platform, for all affiliates to use that will, house data and workouts and membership and payments and things, or maybe it's a media budget, who knows?
You don't think any of it could be like a stimulus to current affiliate owners?
But yeah, I mean, that would be awesome too. Wouldn't that be cool?
I mean, I wouldn't see that as an investment to get 60 investors to come in on, because
less
the chances
likely,
of getting
but
that back are not great. The name aggregator is a data term.
yeah.
So my guess is it's more towards that data collection piece and building a platform to put that on. I think that makes more sense. And I didn't put it on our agenda, but they are still fighting Congress to be part of the stimulus package for the gyms. That group of Zumba, Orange Theory, CrossFit, all of that.
Yeah.
That's still ongoing. That's still been in the news pretty much every day, every other day since the last time we met.
Yeah.
So I think that's their way into the stimulus packages to the government.
I'm excited. Like I said, I think whatever it is, it's got to be something good.
Yeah. Everybody we've talked to that's been around Eric in the last few months has said that the vibes are just good. Everybody feels like we're heading in the right direction. So I think we have to trust that.
Yeah. And I had my first affiliate representative Zoom call today with a couple other affiliates in my region, my district 14 or something like that. So yeah, that was cool. So things are, that thing that they did, is real, and, they're working towards trying to, create this collective of affiliates, and, we'll see where that goes, but that was kind of cool to be a part of today.
Um, who is your representative over there?
My representative is George Dobbins. He is the owner of CrossFit Dover. It's a 13-year affiliate. It was the first affiliate in Delaware, and the district is Delaware, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, and DC. So a pretty substantial area.
Yeah, there's some big cities
Yeah.
encompassed there. Yeah, I haven't heard if anything's happened in our region as to anything like that. But I will check on that and see what I hear.
Yeah, it was cool.
So speaking of affiliates, something big went down over the weekend,
Yeah.
and that is that CrossFit LLC has actually taken away its first affiliation, and that is Athletes Unleashed. It's an affiliate in Buffalo, New York. The owner sent out an email, a very derogatory email. And the story is that they were to host a competition. That competition got postponed and then canceled. And one of the people who signed up for the competition asked for a refund. And the email I'm sorry,
Which is reasonable.
which is reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine they didn't get a request from everyone on that.
And the response was atrocious. The guy basically said, "Eat my ass," and then called her racially insensitive things about where she was from and things of that nature. And CrossFit removed their affiliation. And CrossFit actually went to get the affiliate side of the story, and the affiliate owner admitted to everything that had happened. And so they removed their affiliation. And that is the first time that I know of that that's happened, and probably would not have happened under Glassman's reign.
Do you think that he asked for his affiliate fees back?
Mhm.
Oh.
I don't know.
That was
Depends
not in
on-
the story.
Yeah,
Interesting.
depends on when he had to renew and all that. But I wonder how CrossFit came to know about it. Like, did the woman who received the email
Reported.
send something to HQ and say, "Hey, this is what one of your affiliate." Like, I'm just curious to know like the details of how that all went down.
Yeah, the Morning Chalk Up did a story on Sunday, which they never really release stories on a Sunday, and it was written by Justin himself. In the story, there's no piece about how they came to know about it, or anything like that.
Yeah.
Have they responded since the affiliate's been removed? Not CrossFit, sorry, the previous affiliate owner.
No, he just said that he admitted that he did send the email that way. They are still alive as a gym, but they just can't be a CrossFit affiliate.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's another one of those things, they keep preaching inclusivity and things like that. And this is something where there was a derogatory comment made to someone of another ethnicity and they took action.
Yeah.
So they're backing up what they're talking about, which makes you believe that they are doing what they're saying they're doing.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know if this is good news or bad news, but my pick for the win at the CrossFit Games has left CompTrain. Brooke Wells. She has not made an announcement. I keep checking her Instagram to see if she has made a comment as to this. The only comment about this came from Ben Bergeron himself, who basically thanked Brooke for all she had done. And it
was
I hate-
weird.
I hate
It was
reading,
weird.
I hate reading emotion into text because that's not always fair to do, but it did come across a little weird.
And just out of place. Like, who does that? Who like preempt the athlete for that news to say, like, this is what's happening. Now, unless Brooke and Ben had an agreement that Ben would be the one to sort of release this information how he saw fit, I think that's fine. But all the comments on Instagram about what a great guy he is and oh, what a class act. Like, I don't get it. What about that post makes him a class act? He basically just like said that she was great and she was leaving. Like, how does that make you a class act? I don't understand it. And nothing again, like, I'm not trying to like hate on Ben Bergeron. No, I'm not. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, it's weird. It's weird.
He's trying to scoop the story or, kind of be in control of the narrative.
Well, that's creepy then, if that's the case. Like, I have a problem with that. I mean, I've never give me another instance where that's happened in the sport. Like, does Michelle Latondra come out and be like, just want to let you know, Laura Harvath is no longer my athlete. She's going to go and do, like, no one does that. Who does that?
Yeah, he didn't do it when Matt Frazier left.
Right.
When he was his coach.
Yeah, I think Amy's onto something. It's almost like he was trying to control the narrative.
Yeah, but for why?
Maybe
Like,
there was a falling out and he didn't want her to, this is totally speculation, everybody that's listening.
well, then that's even more manipulative and creepy and douchey of him to do then, if that's the case.
And yeah, I don't know.
Like you and I said, like, I think you had said, like, it seemed, or maybe I said, it seems very self-serving.
So,
Or you said passive aggressive or something, but it was like,
Yeah, passive aggressive.
it was weird.
Maybe it's because she works out with Street. Street got rid of Cat. Now here we are. It's all full circle here.
Always
Maybe Ben
about
is
our
jealous
own-
of Street.
I'm jealous of Street.
Said it. I said what I said.
that's
Yeah, I don't know.
interesting.
There's a lot of stuff to unpack in that one.
The only thing I want to kind of put out there as well, other than just drama, is we talked to somebody that is close to Brooke, and I don't want to point out who said this. If you go back through our episodes, you can probably figure it out because he said it on this episode. But someone close to Brooke said she was really beat up going into the games. A month prior, she had one of her best performances of her career in phase 1 of the games. And to be beat up a month later.
Right. What happened?
So could it be that she didn't like the coaching she was getting leading up to the games and felt that stunted her performance?
Well, and I think it's a little bit of a conflict of interest for Ben to be coaching 2 top female athletes that are competing against each other. And clearly Ben puts more of his attention towards Katrin than he does towards Brooke. I mean, Brooke didn't even get Harry as her coach, as her +1 at the games. She got like the C team, the third guy that's like on their CFNE podcast. Like, I didn't even know he was a coach. I thought he was just like a media guy. Not that like I'm the authority on who's a coach.
And after the games, Ben announced like a new structure of their coaching, elite coaching, where he's kind of overseeing all of the athletes. And then everybody's going to have their own individual rather than him be focused on one or another.
And so maybe she wasn't keen on that. I mean, the writing's on the wall too, though. She'd already moved down to Nashville and had, had a change of pace. She probably was going to ride this out through the games and then probably had plans to move anyway. But yeah, the post was weird.
Maybe he needed to restructure because of that, because she was feeling, or others were feeling, you put too much focus on one athlete and it's not on both equally. I mean, it's obvious to all of us that Katrin is
100%.
a prize, athlete.
Yeah.
Cole.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it was, now it's time to restructure.
He always talks about Kat and Cole.
Oh, Cole,
like it's Kat and Cole.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a lot of other top athletes in that stable
that are up and coming that deserve, I mean, Katrin was champion in 2016. That was a long time ago.
16?
Yeah, not that quant guy. You don't want to focus on him.
No.
Right, God
or
forbid,
Amanda
you know.
Barnhart.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah, that Quant guy that just second fittest man in the world.
whatever.
Yeah, he was working out in the corner. It's fine. He's fine.
Yeah.
I love the
Wow.
drama though. It's fun. It's fun to
And I don't want to say that we're like trying to like bully or beat up Ben Bergeron. I think we're just trying to understand him. I think we're trying to understand this dynamic, and that's why we're really kind of discussing it. Like, why is this
Yes.
happening? What's causing these decisions? And
it's a mystery.
And we might as well go to our stupid questions of the week.
yes,
Because I'm going to go to question 2 first, since we're talking about all of this. It's kind of a perfect segue. And that is, if you were an elite CrossFit athlete and had to decide on a coach and or programming, who would you go with and why? And some examples that are out there are Mayhem, CompTrain with Ben Bergeron, Justin Kotler, Shane Orr, Deca Comp with Michelle Latondra, or if there's somebody else that you would want to go with. Those are just some that are out there. So let's start with Charlie.
This is a very tough question. I would probably feel like Shane does a great job at making adjustments into people's weaknesses. But from what I've seen from Michelle, I like her too. Plus, she's works with Australians, so that's fantastic. So I'm gonna go with a guy named Marcus Creatoro next.
Oh, owner.
I feel as though I would get the focus that I needed.
Are you missing something, Charlie? Are you not getting what you need right now?
Oh, he would if he showed up.
Oh, okay. Just checking. So for those that don't know, Marcus is the owner and head coach at CrossFit Shred, where these three go. Shred CrossFit. Sorry, I get that wrong every time.
All right. You have the mic, Kat. Who would you go with?
So this is a no-brainer for me. And it's not who you think.
We're going to be twins on this.
No, I don't think so. I would go with Training Think Tank and Max Elhaj. I think he's
outside the box.
I mean, not mine, but maybe yours. Yeah. I think I have a lot of respect for Max and what he's trying to do. He's trying to build, like a little mini complex down there in Atlanta where he can train athletes. And, we're talking like outdoor space and indoor space. And I just like the vibe down there. I listen to their podcast a lot. Kyle Ruth, who I got to meet at Masters Fitness Collective, is one of his athletes and coaches there. And I really like and respect him. I love how they dissect workouts too. When they do like the open workouts, they'll film like 2 athletes and they will just like go at it, like minute by minute, break down everything, transitions. It's just a cool, I don't know, cool vibe down there. I like it.
It's odd that you would go with that cerebral coach.
Yeah, it's very
right. Very odd.
Yeah, so odd. Amy?
I'm going Justin.
Yeah.
Justin Kotler, and here's why. Well, I've said on here like numerous times, I think that one of the biggest parts of coaching is building relationships and connections and all that. So really, Justin's the only one I've actually talked to, like on this podcast and felt, like had conversations and conversation or connections. So I feel I would pick him because I feel like I would have the most connection with him.
And you might actually meet Con Porter.
And I could
in person.
They got each other on the phone. I'd be like, let me just borrow that real quick.
I agree with Amy. I would go with Justin Kotler.
Look at you guys becoming Kotler fans. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, after talking to him, and seeing how much he cares about all of his athletes, how emotional he gets talking about what they mean to him. And at this point in my life, that's what I need.
Yeah.
I need that. I need the
Totally.
love, and I need the caring. I was going to go with CrossFit Clarity, but I heard they're full.
Yeah, I can't take on any more games athletes.
Seriously.
But
Way
no,
too busy for that.
Kotler is just, man, he won me over in the interview we did with him.
I agree.
Yeah,
Huge
so
fan.
cool.
Plus, the man can sing like no other, and he
Yeah.
could sing as our workout music.
I love it.
So
That's so cool. I didn't pick Mayhem because I think I would like seriously hurt myself if I
Get rhabdo.
tried to treat. Yeah, every once a month.
Day
probably. Too much. It's too much.
I didn't pick Mayhem because I think I would be in awe.
Yeah, like
Of-
too starstruck and just like
Yeah, there are few people that get to me when we interview now, because like we've just been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
Man, Tasia got to me.
she did.
It was bad. Yeah, I felt like such a fanboy at the beginning of that interview, and I don't
Just
know
the
if
beginning?
I could work. Okay, maybe. And I've been around Rich enough. I think I'd be okay around him. But just that whole crew, like even Rory, Rory,
It's too much.
the
Yeah.
guy's chiseled. Like, how do you
Looks like a
stand
Ken
around
doll.
that thing?
Yeah.
What's that?
Looks like a Ken doll.
Oh my,
Yeah, he does. He's a handsome man. That's for sure.
yeah.
You too.
Anyway, yeah.
So Sarge.
Yeah, right.
Got it.
Chiseled.
Man. Oh boy. Was it really that obvious? Okay.
I wasn't even there and I saw it.
Okay. So then we're going to go back, and I'm taking a question. I'm stealing it from Kat
I
that
love it.
she posed to Tasia, apparently the person I fanboy over the most. She posed to her, who would you want to have as a companion? Who would you want to be arrested
Travel
with?
companion.
Travel companion. Arrested with and teach. Be a teacher.
Be your teacher.
of the Mayhem crew. And if you want to find out what Tasia said, you can go back to that episode 90, and check that out. But I want to pose it to you guys of this crew right here, the four of us. Who would you want as those three things? Travel companion, teacher, and arrested with. So let's start with Amy.
I loved this question.
It's
This
kind of like the PG version of like F, marry, kill, right?
Yep.
Is this teachers in life or teacher in CrossFit?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
your interpretation.
Yeah. Okay. I choose Kat as my travel companion because I think we would have a lot of fun and enjoy doing the same things traveling. Schweitzer, I would choose you to be my teacher because I text you constantly about things in videos to look at of my CrossFit stuff. And I think you have a great eye. Charlie, I would definitely want to get arrested with you for a couple of reasons. One, I think we'd have a good time and then get arrested. And then secondly, I know that if you and I got arrested together, that my prison pump push-ups would be on point. So those are my choices.
All legit push-ups too.
Yeah, they would be.
All right, Charlie.
I want to go last.
All right, Kat.
All right. Well, mine's a carbon copy of Amy's, but I'll give different reasons why. So my travel companion, definitely Amy. I think, again, like we don't get to spend that much time together. So I think it would be really fun to travel with you. Scott, you'd be my teacher for sure. You've already taught me so much, and hopefully you will continue to do that for years to come. So thank you for that. And yeah, I mean, I would probably want to get arrested with Charlie or one of his kids.
For sure.
I mean,
For
because it just
sure.
seems like a party all the time. So
You don't want to
I'm
be
there.
in a cell with one of them.
All right, I'll go next. So mine's similar. My travel companion is Kat. We've already done it.
Yeah.
We know it works. And we're both really laid back about things and don't get stressed out about too much.
Yeah.
And laugh about a lot of things, because it was really stressful the first day traveling with Kat. And we just laughed it off and had a good time. Amy, teacher, I reach out to you a lot. You give me a lot of advice in life as well as CrossFit. And so teacher for sure. And Charlie, the arrested with, which seems to be the theme, because he would be able to turn it into the best story ever.
I'm not going to take offense that all three of you think that I'm the one getting arrested, but that's, it's neither here nor there.
It probably just means that we don't want to travel with you and we don't want to learn anything from you.
Right.
Think of it that way.
Right.
Also, here's what I can picture. I can picture the officer comes up and would say, "See, what had happened was."
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to jail. We're negotiating
Right.
our way out of there.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, the crazy thing is, like, I think we could all travel together and have a blast. We're probably all good teachers. I mean, I've learned stuff from Charlie. I've learned stuff from Kat. And I'm sure we can all get arrested too. So
Yeah, give it time.
So I will say I would get arrested with Scott because, like I said, we'll probably talk our way out of it so we don't actually get arrested. I would learn from Kat because she probably knows more things that I understand that she knows. There's some things going on in Delaware that probably no one knows, but she is privy to. And then I would travel with Rudy because we have before, and
Yeah,
I'm her kid's Funkle. So there you go.
it's true. He's the Funkle.
Love it.
well, that was fun. And thank you, Kat, for bringing that up in an interview. And
Yeah.
I rightfully stole it. So now we're going to talk about who our guest is next week. And I'm going to turn that over to Kat because she's actually the one who got him.
Yes. So we are talking about multi-games athlete Tim Paulson, who is co-owner of CrossFit Palace in Red Bank, New Jersey. Very excited. It was a good talk.
It was. It was a talk like you're just chatting with your friends.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
And new dad too.
Yep.
We've had a lot of those on.
No more excuses about dad bods, huh?
Right.
Well,
And he's one of those, like, he is really, really smart.
Yeah, smart guy.
Like, yeah.
It's cool though because I didn't know that before. Like I known who he was. We have some mutual friends in the sport and in coaching and things like that. So I felt like I knew him kind of, but I didn't really know him. And I learned a lot. Yeah, you learn a lot about people when you sit down for an hour and grill them with questions. So it was cool. Yeah, I always end up having so much more respect for these people after we interview them than I did before. Not to say that I didn't before, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have asked them to come on the show in the first place. But yeah, it's a good one.
So that's going to be fun. That'll be out Monday at 11 a.m. So look for that. And then now we're to the best thing from the internet. And we've had 2 weeks to compile something. So hopefully we got something. So let's start I'm going to start with Charlie because he keeps deferring.
I don't like that.
listen, I think there's only really one choice for me, and it's the fact that Mike Tyson fought.
But you didn't even watch it.
I did watch it. No thanks to you. I found someone and I watched it. So he looked great for a 57-year-old man.
Wow.
54.
Whatever. 50s. Don't punch me, Mike, because I know he's listening. It's all good. I mean, it was surprisingly good for two guys who probably shouldn't be in the ring. Also, Nate Robinson looked surprisingly terrible, which
Yikes.
he's definitely created one of the greatest memes that you'll ever get to use. But yeah, I feel like that's, based on our history with this podcast, I think I had no other choice. But
and it's probably the only reason you came on tonight.
Exactly. See you in 8 weeks, people.
Oh, that's great.
Well, I got to say, I was looking so forward to it. And the Russian satellites aligned for me to be able to watch it live. When I was living in Florida, Roy Jones was training an hour away from us. And we watched what's that?
Pensacola.
Well, then he was training in Panama City, which is spring break spot. But we watched all of his fights when I lived in Florida. And so I was stoked for both. Mike Tyson was my hero when I first got to college, and Roy Jones, we watched all of his fights when we lived in Florida. And so I didn't know who to root for at the beginning of that fight. And then Mike threw just a couple punches that was like, whoa, that's Mike. And then it just got to be, that's who I wanted to win. And because it was fun watching. And he tried to throw that, the body blow into the uppercut. And he almost, Roy got his chin out of the way just in time, or it would have been lights out.
It would have been bad.
Very bad for Mr. Jones.
You saw Jones fight in Russia the last couple times. It's not been pretty when that uppercut hits.
Was it a Russian slap fight, or was it a boxing match?
Oh, that's next week's.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Kat.
Okay, so I may have shared this with you guys, but TikTok. Jimmy Reese, Jimmyrees. He is, I think he's an Australian comedian or a British comedian. He does this series on the guy who decides what packaging food goes into. There's 8 parts of it. I have watched all 8 parts probably 100 times, and I have shared them with anyone that will listen to them. Clients will come and I'm like, hey, you seen this Jimmy Reese thing on TikTok? Let me show it to you. He goes on, it's basically him talking to himself. He's a drunk self. He's drinking like sloppily. And the guy's got like a clipboard and he's like, so what do we put strawberries in? And he's like, put it in a see-through container that's plastic. And he's like, okay, what about raspberries? He's like, put it in a smaller container that's see-through, but put a little pillow on the bottom of it. Like, it's just, he talks about all these nuances of these different packaging. They talk about, he's like, what should we put such and such in? He's like, put it in a tin can with a little pop-up lid that you can open. And the guy's like, okay, what about beets? Another can with the lid? And he's like, no, you have to use a can opener to open the beets. And it's just so funny. And they go through all kinds of products. They talk about scissors and little toy cars, the different kinds of milk. Like when you think about milk, it's in a waterproof cardboard or something like that, and there's like, well, how will we open it? And he's like, let them figure it out. It's hysterical. So funny. Jimmy Reese, TikTok.
Awesome. Amy?
Okay, so Charlie sent me this the other day on Instagram, and it was a redo, but I still think it's good. And it was on Fluffy Duck, and it's Britney Spears doing her home workout, and she's like doing like quarter squats, and some other stuff. And Fluffy Duck is just like, no rep on everything that she's doing. And, Brittany, I think, is struggling in life. So I don't want to make fun of that, but she says she's the happiest she's ever been. So I'm just saying that. The Fluffy Duck was funny.
Awesome.
They were good reps.
They were not good reps. I would have definitely no rep them.
So mine was the Tyson Jones fight as well. So I'm going to switch it over to, I had told you guys I was binge watching West Wing, and I was trying to get through all the Aaron Sorkin shows before the end of the year. And so I am actually done with West Wing. I have done all of Sports Night, and I am halfway through Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip. And then all I have left to do is the Newsroom, and I'll have finished all of the Aaron Sorkin TV shows before the end of the year.
That's something to put on your resume for 2020.
Right.
Yep.
Super impressive. I love
They
it.
make me happy. I love the writing. Aaron Sorkin is my man crush. And I just love them, and it's brought me great joy.
Love it.
Basically, I just run them while I'm at work. If I'm not in a meeting, they're just running in the background. But yeah, I just love it.
Can I give a teaser for maybe the next Wednesday that we talk of an idea? You know what
Absolutely.
it is? I know you know what it is, Schweitzer. I think we should have a discussion on here. And maybe
Well, if it's that, I'm vetoing.
okay.
No, you can go ahead. I'm just kidding.
That I would like to have a discussion about what are the standards of a push-up.
Oh yeah.
Because this seems to, I have talked to many coaches, and I'm telling you, it is split down the line on both sides. So I think,
Really?
yes, even our boy Eric, I messaged him and asked him his thoughts. So I will say what
Interesting.
he responded with. So I just think that would be good. So here's the question of it: the CrossFit standards of a push-up, and this is the part I'm looking for, says chest and thighs to the ground and up.
Is that, are you stating a fact?
I
is that?
Yes.
have absolutely looked it up. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes. So everybody, so we'll discuss
Impossible.
when we talk to people, or when we talk next week, about if it's chest and thighs or what, because I hear most people say no way, no thighs to the ground.
I
I mean,
think
if
it's
you're
the
Danny,
word.
if you're Danny Spiegel, of course you can do that.
Wow. What'd you say, Schweitzer?
I think it is the wording used. It doesn't mean that they have to touch the floor. They have to move toward the floor. But we can get into that next week.
Yeah. But I would like to see some comments. If we got some of our listeners, maybe they can comment and we can address them next week.
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're saying, Scott. Anatomically, if you're in a straight line and one hits and the other one can't hit for whatever reason, like no matter what shape or whatever, then I think that's okay. But did you see my video?
Yeah, totally.
Did,
I know
did,
yeah.
no, I meant Scott. Did you see the video
Oh.
where I do?
I didn't
Okay.
see
I'll send you the video because it's pretty funny
it is.
where I demonstrate the
Okay.
Woody Woodpecker.
Okay. I look forward to it. So before we get out of here, don't forget Road to 1,000, hashtag Road to 1,000. Trying to get to the 1,000 subscribers. It's actually awesome. We're over 200 now. You know, we've only had YouTube up 7 months, maybe at this point.
Let's go.
But yeah, we want to get to 1,000 so we can do some live stuff. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. I know Amy called my boy Bacon out last time, and he took offense to that and went back and commented on every
You did?
video we've released.
We know.
I was so confused.
So yeah, last time we recorded, Amy called him out for not participating for a while. So he went back and commented on every question.
And I want to acknowledge and show appreciation that he did so.
Yes. That was
Thank you.
good stuff.
Yeah. He's currently mad at me because I didn't get him a shout out from Tasia like you did for your boy. But
Oh, you know.
yeah. So yeah, do all that. It helps the algorithm. It gets us out there a little bit more. It's been fun with this Spotify wrapped up. A lot of people are sending me that we are in their top 5 podcasts. I just put one up on my Instagram that from Norway, where we ended up on her top 5 in
Very
Oslo, Norway,
Love it.
which was awesome. So, and since the last time we met, we have added 2 new countries. I sent it to you guys. It is Taiwan and
Chile?
Was it hungry?
no, it's South America, Chile.
Chile.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
Hungry, chili.
Sorry, Ian, we were talking over you.
It's okay.
So we welcome Taiwan and Chile to the mix.
Very cool.
We're at 54 countries now around the world that we have listeners, which is really cool. I ran the Spotify for this podcast, and in Spotify alone, we have been heard in 38 countries.
Very cool.
Overall, with all of the podcast platforms, it's 54, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So we keep growing. This last couple weeks after the release of James Hobart, Samuel Quant, and Tasia Persevich, we have actually made huge strides in our listenership, and a lot more people subscribed. So that's been awesome. And we hope to bring you continued big names as we move forward in this CrossFit life that we live. I sent out some requests today just on a whim to see who we could get, and hopefully we can get some of those. And until next time, we'll see you next time on the Clydesdale Fitness and Friends.
Bye.
See ya.